That Man and His Manga.
Hello and welcome to That Man. That is me merchandise, and today we are looking at some culture. That's right, we are finally looking at some really underappreciated ecchi titles. Now, the past year has been pretty great for ecchi. We've had titles such as Interspecies Reviewers, Do You Love Your Mom, and a 2-hit multi-target attacks, and of course Uzaki-chan, which really has turned more into something a little bit more sweet and comfy, but with ecchi parts of it. And I thought to myself, there's a lot of great ecchi titles out there, there's a lot of great ecchi manga out there which doesn't get quite appreciated. So I thought, being the cultured person that I am, I'd recommend some to you guys. Join me and we'll look at the top 5 underappreciated ecchi manga.
5.
Now, I want to go in terms of severity. This first stuff is going to be stuff that's a little bit less risque than the stuff later on. And the first title I want to talk about is Precarious Woman Executive Miss Black General. Now, this is more of a gag manga with a lot of ecchi moments in. This is superheroes and supervillains, and that won't be the last time I talk about superheroes and supervillains, because yeah, superheroes and supervillains seem to be a really popular topic for ecchi. And unlike a certain other series, these are all adults. Precarious Woman Executive Miss Black General, that is a really awkward word to say, is about a villainous team, the Sinister RX organisation. They are hell-bent on dominating the entire world. However, the pesky superhero Brave Man, he keeps getting in the way. However, Miss Black General, she has the hots for Brave Man, and while she may not be the smartest tool in the shed, she will stop at nothing to get what she wants. Brave Man. And honestly, this is a hilarious title. This is running, I believe there's about 4 volumes at the moment. I think volume 5 is due out very soon. However, Miss Black General is hilarious. It's one of those titles where you look at it and it's just like, it is the superhero point of view. There's a lot of great funny moments in it, and there's a lot of bits that, like I said, they're a bit ecchi, they're a bit extreme. They're not something that you're probably going to recommend to anybody who is just completely into My Hero Academia or One Punch Man. If they're into My Hero Academia and One Punch Man and also like ecchi, then I would really recommend Miss Black General, because yeah, this is one of those ones where it is more of a comedy manga, but there's a lot of great ecchi moments in there that makes it worthwhile.
4.
The next title I want to talk about is again from 7 Seas, and it's a title that did have an anime a few years ago and was rather popular. However, since then, it's kind of fallen under the radar a little bit, and I don't hear many people talking about it. That title is Please Tell Me Galkochan. That's right, Please Tell Me Galkochan ran a few years ago as an anime, and that's the initial thing that I saw it. However, it then got the manga release in English, and yeah, this one's interesting. Rather than being purely about just swimsuits and boobs, there is a lot of that in there. Please Tell Me Galkochan really talks about different things. What colour are girls' nipples? Or is the shape of the nipples supposed to be normal? And it's all of these random little topics that usually have some kind of erotic twist to them. The main character, Galco, she is a sweetheart. She's rather pure and innocent, but because she is a gal girl, we have that whole thing yet again, as we always do, of gal girls are easy. And it's a weird thing that we keep having, but yeah, once again, Galco-chan is a sweetheart. She's really nice, and her 2 friends continue to persistently tease her about some of the things she gets up to. She's a girl with big old culture, but she is genuinely nice, and for the people who want the ecchi, there's a lot of tanned swimsuit experiences in this one. It's one that you're gonna have to stick with. It's not one that I think that's gonna appeal to everybody, but again, it's another one that I would really recommend you check out. It's gonna be a weird one. 7 Seas, from what I understand, 7 Seas have some of it went out of print, apparently, but yeah, so I would really recommend trying to check this one out while you still can. There is an anime which I believe is still on Crunchyroll, so it might be worth checking out an episode or two on there and then picking this one up. If you like ecchi and you like a little bit of humour with it, you won't be disappointed. It's time to finally talk about Monster Girls. And this is a Monster Girls series that I picked up a year ago, and honestly, it's become one of my favourite series. Now, another title that released not long ago was How Heavy Are the Dumbbells That You Lift? However, alongside that, we also got another exercise series with more Monster Girls, and that was Plus Sized Elf. Thick fries make thighs. A young massagist, he gets a unique visitor to the door one day. A young elf girl who can't return to her own world because, well, she's eaten far too McDonald's fries. And that's one of the things I loved about this series. There is a lot of references to fast food, and it's like, oh well, if you eat too much fast food, you'll get overweight. But there's a lot of genuine great exercise tips on there, and for the person who loves them, there's a lot of thick anime Monster Girls. The artwork in this series is absolutely fantastic if you like your thick waifus, and you know what? Plus Sized Elf is one of those titles that you're gonna love if you like ecchi. I'm honestly genuinely surprised it hasn't actually gotten an anime adaptation so far. There's multiple Monster Girls, and there's multiple ways of them working out. Of course, you get the whole muscly Oni girl, or you get the night elf with the big old booty. But this one is a title that I would really recommend people check out. And out of all of the titles on this list, it's actually my favourite one. That's right. Like I said before, we're going in terms of severity rather than whole of this, actual genuinely goodness. Out of all of these, I would 100% recommend Plus Sized Elf if you want a great ecchi title that doesn't go too much and will give you a good workout.
2.
Next up, we have Don't Meld With My Daughter, another one by 7 Seas. This is again a superhero ecchi title. It's not easy being a supermom. That's right, we have a superhero mother who is basically a mix between Captain Marvel and Wonder Woman. And she gave birth to a daughter. She's living a secret life in which she hasn't told her daughter that she used to be a superhero. However, the plot twist is her daughter is a superhero, fighting off the evil organisation Blowjob as they try to take over the world. The next of the 8 wonders, the next generation. This has a lot of very risky scenes. There's a lot of sexual stuff rather than just the usual baps out kind of thing that we see in ecchi. You're pretty much going to get a lot of sexual scenes in here, but it's one of those ones that if you get into it, you're probably going to have a fun time with it. There's only 3 volumes, and I believe it's kind of going out of print at the moment, so I don't really see very many people own it. It's not the best one out there. Again, it's more focused on the whole sexual thing rather than the whole telling the plot, but I'm not gonna lie, I actually enjoyed it more than some of the superhero movies that came out over the last few years. It is a good read. It is one of those fun titles that if you do like ecchi, you're probably gonna have a decent enough time with this one, and it's one that I don't see a lot of people talking about. So if you do like your ecchi, I would really recommend checking this one out. Like I said, it's only 3 volumes, so you're probably gonna have a decent enough time with it. Now, before we get on to the last one, I just want your guys' input. What series would you recommend as an obscure ecchi title? I mean, we always get the 2 Love Roos, the Love Hyenas, or the Yuna and the Haunted Hot Springs, titles that I feel are a little bit more mainstream. Prison School, all great titles. But I'm always in the market for some decent ecchi, especially when the ecchi is with adults. But after all this, it's time we look at the number 1, at least for me.
Number 1.
So after all of these titles, there's only one title that I felt manages to exceed everything else, and that is Raw Hero. That's right, this title I picked up at the beginning of the year, and it is by the same creator as Prison School. That's right, that series that I everyone who knows me knows I absolutely love Prison School. The ending, it could have been better, but it ended in a very Prison School way. Raw Hero is once again about superhero series. I could have probably just made this about superhero series, really. And Raw Hero tells the story of a young man. He just wants to feed his younger brothers, and he gets in the seedy underworld of crime fighting. If you like Prison School, you're gonna get a lot of the same humour from there. There are a lot of twists and turns from this series that not everyone's gonna like. Not everyone's gonna appreciate some of the stuff, but it's gonna continue with that whole Prison School thing of being kind of, wow, I can't believe they're getting away with that. If you like Prison School, you are going to love Raw Hero. Sadly, I believe it's ended. I don't know if it's ended naturally or if it was cancelled in Japan. However, I would definitely still recommend checking out the volumes that Yen Press have released. So far, Volume 1 and Volume 2 is currently out. I think Volume 3 is out very shortly. But it's one that's, if you like Prison School, if you like something a little bit different in terms of superheroes and supervillains, you're going to get some decent mileage out of Raw Hero. And that's it for me. Again, let me know in the comments what you think. If there's any ecchi titles that I missed out that you feel that are really underappreciated, and recommend your own in the comments. And I will see you next time. Leave a like, subscribe, and do all of that stuff. See you later.